Good day and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Wednesday, 1 October 2025. I am Solomon Tagarofa, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. Broken health delivery system forces mothers into dangerous home births. It's not about the party, but Zimbabwe. Opposition rallies citizens to defend the constitution. Honorable Siziva meets Bulawayo students. Now, let's delve into the detailed stories. The Citizens Welfare Bureau Chief, Senator Amai Wongai, has condemned the collapse of the country's health system under the ZANU-PF government. She said the crisis has forced women in Epworth to give birth at home under dangerous conditions where midwives are reportedly using unsafe tools, including metal from tin cans to cut umbilical cords and using other unsafe methods to deliver babies. Speaking to CMR, Senator Wongai said she was shocked by the situation. She added that only a government led by President Nelson Chamisa can restore proper health care and dignity for mothers. Let's hear more from her.
Zimbabwe's health sector is indeed facing significant challenges. The country has been grappling with a massive health worker exodus due to low remuneration and poor working conditions in the hospitals. This brain drain has resulted in a decline in health outcomes, with life expectancy dropping to about 55 years. There is also staff shortages in the health sector. Severe staff shortages with high vacancy rates for medical laboratory scientists to about 64% and other healthcare professionals, including the nurses, the doctors, and so on. They are actually going outside the country in search of greener pastures. And finally, it's us women who suffer most out of this situation. There is also inadequate funding directly from the government. The government allocates less than 15% of its budget to healthcare, contrary to the Abuja Declaration's recommendation, thereby causing backyard deliveries of children because the women can't afford charges needed in the health institutions. It's indeed the woman that suffers most. Now, the greatest animal in the house, or the elephant in the house, is corruption. Corruption. Corruption is a significant issue, with estimates suggesting that close to about 2 billion is lost yearly due to corrupt activities when the ordinary Zimbabwean citizen suffers. Hospital tenders are given to people who are known, relatives, or who knows the boss, who sometimes fail to deliver, and this is a real cause for concern. There's also poor infrastructure in the hospitals. Many medical facilities lack essential equipment and resources, particularly in the rural areas. You can't even find even a stop pain. The story of an Epworth woman delivering over 50 babies using cans to cut the umbilical cord, it's so depressing. It's so disheartening that this is happening 45 years after independence. And it's really sad that we still have such a situation. We are failing to fulfill the SDG 3, that is on good health and the well-being of the Zimbabwean citizens. Even the SDG 6 is also not being fulfilled, sanitation and hygiene, because we don't have good health facilities around us. So in other words, we are saying, under the able leadership of Advocate Nelson Chamisa, this will be a thing of the past, as we will make sure that the welfare of the citizens is catered for. Welfare of the citizens matters most. Hashtag citizens welfare matters. I thank you.
The former cabinet minister and senior official in the opposition, Senator Jameson Timber, has made a clarion call citizens of diverse background to unite and stop ZANU-PF dictator Emerson Mnangagwa from violating the constitution in pursuit of life presidency. Honorable Timber said in defending the constitution, the citizens will be securing their future. Let's hear Honorable Timber speaking.
This is bigger than politics. Across the political divide and or any other divide, citizens must unite to defend our constitution and protect our shared future.
With the Senator Jameson Timber saying blocking Mr. Mnangagwa 2030 agenda is not a partisan matter but a matter for all citizens, we spoke to citizens to hear their thoughts on unity to stop Mr. Mnangagwa's unconstitutional 2030 agenda.
I am Leighton Mwanaka, an ex-political prisoner and a political activist. I categorically exhort citizens to block unconstitutional term extension of the dictator, cruel, heartless, and bloodthirsty Mnangagwa to his 2030 mental aberration. I urge citizens across the country to come together to resist a potential unconstitutional extension of the dictator's term in office. Recognizing that this issue transcends partisan lines, citizens from diverse backgrounds must unite to defend the Constitution and protect democratic principles. The 2030 agenda is a constitutional concern. As citizens, we are concerned that the proposed term extension would undermine the rule of law and democratic institutions. This issue should be treated as a matter of national importance rather than a partisan issue to ensure broad support and unity. My strong warning to Mnangagwa is, if he goes ahead with his madness agenda, he will be poking the testicle of a bull. Uchenjere kuzodemba wakuswereredzwa wapfeka masaga kana kuti wakudya uswa samambo Nebukadinezari.
The former Palendaba Chavalala MP, Honorable Gift Ostalo Siziva, recently met with the student community in Bulawayo. Honorable Siziva, who also has a background of student activism, said students are in anger of progressive politics. His meeting with the students comes in the wake of Advocate Nelson Chamisa impending new political movement, which he hinted will be broad-based movement involving citizens from all walks of life, including students. CMR spoke to one of the student leaders, Kigen Mate, to tell us how engagement like this help in student leadership in their future.
Thank you very much, Citizens Movement Radio, for having me. It's imperative and noteworthy that interactions like these help the student leaders to gain valuable insights into politics and governance, shaping their future roles in society, as Honorable Gift Siziba mentioned in the recent student engagement in Bulawayo. He himself, as a former student activist, Siziba emphasized that students are a crucial anchor rather of progressive politics. So this engagement, particularly noteworthy of President Nelson Chamisa's impending new political movement, which aims to be broad-based and inclusive of all citizens from all walks of life, including citizens. Therefore, is an empowerment to the students' fraternity, because engaging with like-minded comrades from the democratic alternative, like Comrade Ostalos, empowers students to understand their roles in shaping the country's future, because it is our position that student issues cannot be divorced from the national question. It also gives us a fair and particular chance to have an in-depth analysis and in-depth basing of how we can influence policy as student leaders, share their concerns with those that have walked the walk in student activism and have seen the dynamics which govern and influence decision making in the space of political activeness rather. So this is a good move towards inclusivity, which brings about our concerns as students into fitting into a broad-based movement which can actually cater for the needs of the students, unlike what we are facing currently under the Chancellor, Mr. Emerson Mnangagwa, where student policies have not been implemented and students are constantly at loggerheads with university administrations and so on, with students having to go to the extra mile of being suspended and expelled in tertiary institutions. So this is a very crucial step that my brother, Honorable Ostalos Siziba, has taken in the name of empowering students, and apart from networking opportunities such as opening the door for student leaders to be autonomous in decision making and very abrasive in speaking out in terms of policy positions and so on. Thank you very much, Citizens Movement Radio.
Citizens are groaning under the yoke of poverty as the cost of living has gone up under Emerson Mnangagwa's administration. In most rural areas and high-density suburbs in towns, citizens are surviving on less than $1 per month. In Chirezi South, community leader Levison Chikutu said citizens are starving as the government has stopped its food relief program despite acute food shortages. Citizens deserve safe and clean running tap water in line with the provisions of the Constitution. This was said by Mkoba South, a Member of Parliament, Honorable Johnny Kuka, responding to the news of Midland State Minister Owen Nyove commissioning a bore in Mkoba 20 yesterday. Honorable Kuka said it is embarrassing for a whole government minister to commission a bore in this era. He urged the government to complete a water project for Gweru so that citizens will have a reliable water supply. A renowned human rights defender and trade unionist Robson Chere has said there is need for electoral and political reforms for country to forge a new path. Chere, who is a victim of abduction and multiple arbitrary arrests, said citizens must not expect any meaningful change from the two warring ZANU-PF factions. Let's hear Chere speaking.
The factional fights in ZANU-PF have always been there. They've always been coming and going, but they haven't at any given time benefited the economy or the people. Actually, it was because at this time they are spending most of their time fighting factional wars instead of focusing on the economy. We even thought maybe when Mugabe was removed, Mnangagwa was going to be better, to be respecting the rule of law and the rights of the people. But we have seen that under Mnangagwa, the situation even worsened. Some of us had to spend 35 days in maximum prison after we've been tortured near to death by the same system. And now the president also is having his fights with the factional fights, some aligned to Wenger, that is ongoing, and now it's in the public domain. So we will just be watching, because we don't think that even if the individual changes or whatever that will be happening, we will change anything. So maybe the situation will be even worse. So we will be watching from afar, but still advocating for the respect of the rule of law, for the respect of human rights in our country.
This morning, the leader of South Africa's economic freedom fighters, Julius Malema, was found guilty of unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition, firing a gun in a public place, and reckless endangerment. His pre-sentencing hearing is set for January 23, 2026. The case stemmed from a 2018 rally in Mudatswane where he was accused of firing a rifle. Malema had claimed it was a toy. Let's get a full update on the case.
We are almost at the end because today she passed a verdict finding us guilty, but she released accused number 2, which is highly appreciated, because we know that from the beginning they've been looking for me. They were not looking for accused number 2. They were just playing games, and today they came out openly. As a revolutionary, going to prison or death is a badge of honor. We cannot be scared of prison. We cannot be scared to die for the revolution. So whatever they want to do, they must know we will never retreat from the ideas and the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF. At the center of those is to expropriate land without compensation. So comrades, you must not be deterred. We live here highly determined. We are going to fight this up until the Constitutional Court. We are coming on the 23rd of January for sentencing, and after sentencing we will immediately put an appeal so that we can go to the higher court, because we think a judgment is faulty. The strategy has always been, you must try to charge Malema with everything. One day, maybe we'll find a racist judge who will find him guilty, whether he's guilty or not. Because they said accused number 2 gave me the firearm. Now they are releasing him, which means he didn't give me the firearm. Why are you not releasing me when you release a person you allege gave me the firearm? By releasing accused number 2, the whole case should have collapsed. But the racist was looking for me, and that's why they could not collapse the case for racist reason, to appease the AfriForum, to appease the Oval Office of Donald Trump, to appease all the white supremacists of South Africa who want to undermine the dignity and the struggle of black people. So fighters, we should not be discouraged. We should continue to fight, because this fight will not end today. We are going to the appeal, and we will go to the Supreme Court. We'll end up at the Constitutional Court. We are not fighting the case. We are fighting racism, pure racism that we have been subjected to for 7 years. Mediocrity of the highest order. A magistrate who can't read her own notes. She writes down and can't read what she has written down. But if it was an African female reading the same way she was reading, it will be a huge criticism out there. But because it's white and we accept white mediocrity, there is no outcry and criticism out there. We want to take this opportunity to thank our legal team. They fought a good fight. They stood with us, and as we move forward, we are going to reinforce that legal team. We'll bring Advocate Mugai Tovi as we go into the appeal and strengthen our case, because it is now beyond all of us. We need to strengthen our team and confront the system, and you need lawyers who are not scared of the system. So fighters, let's go back home, build strong branches of the EFF. Let's prepare for local government election. You are not looking back.
A military court in Kinshasa, DRC, convicted and sentenced the former President Joseph Kabila of treason, war crimes, including rape and murder and incitement of public violence. Kabila, who is accused of supporting M23 rebels, was sentenced to death in absentia. Yesterday, the court also ordered for Kabila to pay $30 billion reparations and for his immediate arrest. South Africa's ambassador to France, Ngosinati Emmanuel Nati Motetwa, was found dead outside the Hart Regents Hotel in Paris yesterday after falling from the 22nd floor. French police have opened an investigation into the circumstances of the fall, which occurred after the windows safety mechanism in his room was forced open. Reports indicate that Mutetwa had left a message for his wife expressing his intention to end his life. And sources close to the case suggest he may have been suffering from depression. In our sports news, former Dynamo's captain and defender Angrai Chapo is no more. Chapo passed away at his residence in Mfakose, Harare yesterday. Nicknamed Churaho, Chapo was one of the best defenders of his time, He won several titles with the Dynamos in the 1980s and 1990s. Warriors fans have criticized coach Michael's knees over his squad selection for World Cup qualifiers against Lesotho and South Africa next week. Some of the fans have accused Nice of leaving out informed players from other teams in favor of players from Scotland. In a 23-man squad announced by Nice yesterday, Scotland had 5 players named. Meanwhile, Warriors legend Kaitano Tembo was unveiled as the new Warriors assistant coach yesterday. There was no happy ending for former coach Jose Mourinho on his return to Stamford Bridge as his Benfica side was edged by Chelsea in UEFA Champions League. Here are the full results of matches played last night. Kairat 0, Real Madrid 6, Atletico Madrid 5, Frankfurt 1, Pafos 1, Bayern Munich 5, Bodo Glimt 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Inter Milan 3, Slavia Prague 0, Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0, Atalanta 2, Club Brugge 1, and Marseille 4, Ajax 0. To conclude our Citizens Movement Radio News, here are the headlines once more. Broken health delivery system forces mothers into dangerous home births. It's not about the party, but Zimbabwe. Opposition rallies citizens to defend the constitution. The Honorable Siziba needs Bulawayo students.